Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Darkfall tutorial. So today we're going to be doing another 3D print tutorial, and we're going to be creating some pirate coins, as you can see in the example here. So you can see that we're using Blender 2.8, and if you want you can use Blender 2.79. So the first thing we need to do is go ahead and get rid of these things here. So I'm going to press A, select all of these, then I'm going to press X, delete. So the next thing we need to do is very important. We need to change the units. So let's go over here. Let's go down to the Scene tab. Then down where it says Units, let's click this. And right now it says None. Let's click this and choose Metric. Now for lengths, I want to change this. Since we don't want to use meters, I'm going to be 3D printing this, and there's no chance I'm printing this in meters. So let's go down to millimeters. So now let's go ahead and add something. So Shift A, let's add in a cylinder. So let's bring up the properties by pressing N. We can see here, let's see the dimensions. Right now it's 2000 millimeters, which is crazy. So let's go ahead and change this. I want this coin to be around maybe 4 centimeters. So let's type 4 centimeters. Or since we're working in millimeters, we should really put 40 millimeters. So for the X and the Y, we want it to be 40 millimeters or 4 centimeters. Then for the Z, I want to change this and let's say 3 millimeters. So if we zoom right in, I mean, it's really, really small. And even though it says that we've got the correct dimensions, oh, and by the way, we need to apply the scale. So let's hold Control and press A. And we just want to apply the scale. So if we carried on working with this and then go to print it out, it'll be far too small. So let me just go ahead and show you what I mean. If we file, export as STL, now I'm just going to save this. Let's just call it a test. Export this out. Then if I open up the slicing software, so now we've loaded it in, we can't even see it. So it's really, really small, all the way down here. The scale's completely off, and it's got something to do with the unit scale. Now, I'm no expert at this, and I don't know why it does this or why we need to change this since we've already changed it to metric. I assumed it would have already changed the unit scale. So let's go ahead and change this unit scale. I want to type 0.001. Now it's showing the true dimensions. Let's go ahead and change this back to what it should be. So I'm going to select both of these, 4 centimeters, and now it's quite big. And then for this Z, again we want 3 millimeters. So now we should have the correct dimension. I'm going to press Control A, apply the scale. So let's test this, make sure that's correct. Go to File, Export, STL. I'm just going to click this and replace that one. Go back to my slicing software. And there we go. And then we can see that it's 40 millimeters or 4 centimeters, however you want to convert it. But now we know we're going to get the correct size. So again, I don't know why that happens. Maybe somebody could let us know in the comments why this needs to be changed, this unit scale. So this is the base mesh for the coin. Let's tab into edit mode. The first thing I want to do is split it in half so I can apply a mirror modifier. So I just want to add a loop cut here. I'm going to press Control and then R. And then it gives me this highlighting option. So I just want to make sure we have it on the middle like this. And then instead of moving it around, I'm just going to right click just so it adds it in the middle. Then I want to select the bottom face. So now we need to go down here to these tools like we used to have in Blender 2.7. So the icons may look a little bit different, but we can see this is a vertex, this will be the edge, and this would be the face. So I'm going to right click on this face here. Then I want to select these. So what I can do if I hold Control and press the plus button, like this, just increase the selection. Then I'm going to go ahead and delete it, and then we'll delete the faces, like that. So now let's go over to the modifiers down here. Modifier tab. Add in a mirror. It doesn't look like anything's been added, but it's been added on the X. So let's go ahead and change that. So uncheck the X and go down to the Z and check this. There we go. So one thing you might want to do, if we press A and then press G, we can see it's not really connected. If we go over here to the options, if we just enable clipping, Now if we try and move it around, we can see that it's joined and it's not going to split. So now one more thing I want to do is I'm going to select this top face here, and I want to extrude it. Press E, then right click, then press S, and just scale it down. And now if we E to extrude, something like that, we've got a simple coin. So now let's go ahead and create maybe a pirate skull. We could do that maybe in a couple of different ways. One of the ways we could do it, I guess, is if we had a displacement texture and just displace this face here. But what I'm going to do is just model some geometry and then just join these together with a boolean. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to press H to hide this for now. So let's go ahead and add in a background image. Shift A. Go down to where it says image. Now if you don't see this option here, what you'll need to do is go to Edit, Preferences, then go to Add-ons and just enable the add-on which is called Image as Planes. So once you've enabled that, you'll have this section here. I'm just going to add in a background image. So I'm not sure why it's added this at a weird angle, but if we hold Alt and then press R, it'll just reset the rotation, I guess. And let's press numpad 7 just to go to top view. So now what I need to do is just model around this, and it's pretty simple. So I'm just going to Shift A in a mesh plane. It's quite big, so I'm just going to zoom out. And then I'm going to press S to scaling it in like this. And keep going until we see the background image, because it's quite big, if you remember. There we go. So now I can tab into edit mode with this plane selected. So it's a bit easier to see, so let's tab into edit mode. Right click on this vertex here. Control I to invert the selection, then press X. Now we can move this over here, and it's so much easier to see. So maybe when you create your reference image, make sure you don't do it black and white, I guess would be the best option. Anyway, so now we have this, we can press E to extrude. I'm just going to extrude out a basic shape. So something like this. So keep pressing E to extrude. So what you can do this a couple of ways. You can just copy a few of these, move them over, and then join them up. Or what you can do, if you go to the edge select one of these edges, press E to extrude. Just extrude it out like this, then press R to rotate. And just kind of position it, and then we can tidy it up a little bit later on. So it depends on how you want to do it. I mean, that's one way, or you could just go like this, or you could go to vertex select mode like this and just extrude this round. Keep going around like this and then join these up. So you'd select this vertex here, hold shift, then select this one, then this one, and then this one, just so we have 4 of them selected. Then press F to add a face, and you could just keep going around and doing the same thing. F to add a face. So it's entirely up to you which way you want to do it. Till I get to about here. So again, create the faces. So hold shift, right click, make sure we select 4 of these vertices, then press F to add a face. Right click, hold shift, right click, select all these 4, press F, add a face. Hopefully you guys get the idea. So I'm going to do the same thing just for this one half of the face. Then I'm going to do the same thing for the teeth and for the jawbone as well. So I'm going to speed this part up since it's the same technique. Again, you can do it this way, or you can just, again, select to the edge, select one of these edges, press E to extrude, and just keep modeling around. So yeah, I'm just going to speed through this and I'll be back in a second. So now we've done this, let's go ahead and line these up. So what I want to do is select this edge. So let's go to vertex select, make sure we don't have anything selected. Then I'm going to press B and just select these vertices here. So just these ones. Then I'm also going to press B and select these ones here. And finally these two down here, select them. So now what we can do, if we press S, then if we press X, then if we press 0 and hit enter, now we've just straightened these up. So now what we can do is get rid of that background image. So let's select this one, delete it, there we go. So now we have this, let's select it and add a mirror modifier. So over to modifiers, add a mirror modifier, and we have this. As we can see, it's overlapping a little bit, so I'm going to press A, select all of these, then I'm going to press G, then I'm going to hit X, and just first let's just move it over here like this. Then if we go down to where it says clipping, now if we bring it back over, the moment that it touches, it will no longer be able to break apart, so that's what we want. I also maybe want to move some of these points around and make it look a little bit nicer. Tidy up your mesh, make sure you're happy with it. But I'll probably come back later on and tidy some of these things up, but for now I think that looks okay. Press A, select all of them. Then if we press E to extrude, and we want to bring it down. So right now it's quite sharp, these edges are really sharp. What we could do is add some bevels to these edges. I'm going to go to edge select mode, hold Alt and then right click on this edge here. We can see it's not selected the whole loop. We can see these three are missing, so I'm just going to select these three. So now we have the whole edge selected. I'm going to press Ctrl B and just bevel these edges like this. So sometimes the faces might get tangled up, it depends on the geometry, on the topology that you've already created, so keep that in mind. So I'm just going to undo that. Ctrl B. If you want to add some more faces there, you just increase the middle mouse wheel like this and make it smoother. So I kind of like it like this, almost rustic looking. So let's do the outer edge, hold Alt and then right click on this edge here. I'm also going to select this edge here and this one here. Then press Ctrl B. We have to kind of be careful with this one. We don't want to go too far, especially around here. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the jaw and the teeth, so you guys get the idea now. Okay, so now we have our pirate, and I think I kind of like the blockiness, the way this looks. When we do add a modifier, Subsurf modifier, it looks okay. Kind of looks more like a happy, jolly skull more than anything. If these are too rounded out, what you can do, if we hold Ctrl R, add a loop cut, just bring some of these, some of this shape back. Also, we want some of them points, so it's up to you. I think I'm just going to kind of leave the Subsurf off. I'm not too sure. I think I kind of like that. But if you want to add the Subsurf modifier, you go ahead and do that. Let's press Alt-H just unhide everything. And we have our coin here. Let's bring this coin down a bit. And this skull is far too small, so let's go ahead and scale this up. Before we apply this, I want to make sure the coin has the Subsurf. So the coin right now has this mirror on it. So let's turn this off. Let's just get rid of this for now. I'm going to go to these modifiers and add a Subdivision Surface. And straight away we can see we get this. So what I need to do is press Tab to go into edit mode. We could either press Ctrl R to add a loop cut and just tidy this up. Tidy this up on the edges as well, like this. So that doesn't look too bad for a coin. And let's go ahead and apply this now. Go to modifiers, down to mirror. Again, we need to change it from X to the Z and also enable clipping. So now we just make some space and then add another modifier. Let's go to Boolean. Go over here, we can select which object we want the Boolean to affect. So let's select this skull. Then we're going to change this operation from difference to union, like this, and then if we hit apply, there we go. So now what we have is this coin, and if we grab it and move it around, we can see we have the coin, and we also have that original skull. So select the skull, and you can either delete it or just move it out of the way. It's entirely up to you. I'll just move this out of the way. So if anybody wants to download this coin as an STL, I'll leave a link in the description. You can go ahead and do that. Or if you want to download this project file, I'll also leave a link in the description for that as well. But now we have our coin, and it looks okay, it looks pretty good. And now we can go ahead and print this. So make sure you're happy with everything. Also with the scale, I'm going to save this. Select this coin, then go to File, then down to Export as STL. Same thing we was doing before, but I'm going to save this to my project folder. Now I'm in my project folder. Let's rename this Pirate Coin. And again, make sure you go down here and selection only is checked, since if there's more than one object, it will try and export all of them. These other options are fine as standard, so go ahead and export that out. So now I have this coin. Let's go ahead and open it up in our slicing software. So I'm using the slicing software which came with my printer, but chances are you're using your own slice. So for this, let's go ahead and load in the model. So load this in. So let's go to the 1 key slice, click fast, and this will take 17 minutes and 1.59 meters of filament. It's not too bad. What I'm probably going to do is go to the custom and maybe change the layer thickness, maybe get a bit more quality. So I'm going to do a few test prints to see how this turns out, since it's quite small and there's quite a few small details. So hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, be sure to give it a like. As always, thanks for watching, and see you next time.